Hi, Liam. Hi, David. Welcome, welcome. I'm just letting it breathe a bit, letting people come in. I didn't realize the time and I'd scheduled it for completely the wrong time. Thought it was an hour earlier. How are you guys? Hope you're well. Hope you've had a fantastic day. There's my sister. Hey, Susie Q, I love you. There's my brother, Elder Barry. Beautiful people. My day's been pretty good, Liam. There's somebody impersonating my business on with my profile picture and stuff on Facebook, and they seem to have given up after some messages people were sending them because Facebook decided it didn't go against their impersonating community standards. So the other people stepped up to sort it out. So they seem to have disappeared into the hole they crawled out from. Hot, David. It was hot here yesterday, but like like the British weather does, it changed today. It's been windy and cold. Frank and Angel, hi. Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy birthday to you, Angel, too, for your birthday just gone. You can have a reading, yeah. I may pull some cards at the end. I don't know. I'll see how long I go on. If not, if you want a personal reading, you can get me on True Divine 44 on Facebook, and you can private message me there. But I do often pull the odd card for people when there's not too many people in, and so if you keep checking in, also if you just want one or two cards, absolutely. What are you calling Hero Ruzi? Who's Ruzi? Bro, even, she says. Okay. Should we get started? Shall we go? Okay, so this is the tarot stroke energies of the day for the 16th. So nearly tomorrow, 15th, sorry, it is tomorrow, of June 2021. Take what resonates as it is general and leave what does not. He's talking Scooby-Doo. Oh, hello, Shuri. Rosie. I just like the way my face went there, but nearly. Tadkins, hi Tadkins. You did hear my voice. You heard it loud and clear. Welcome, welcome. So, for the 15th of June 2021, interesting day yet again, aren't they all? So, if we look at the first card, let's go with the first card first. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. Da! Again. And it's showing up loud and proud, isn't it, lately? And this speaks to this juggling, this divide in individual lives. Many people feeling torn between two aspects of the material life, two aspects of duties, existence, responsibilities and desires, projects, and feeling in the middle of those. And in the Two of Pentacles in the upright, people are juggling them well and doing a good job at it. But it's becoming more and more difficult. And so there's this point at which you're going to have to either drop both pentacles out of exhaustion or take the brave step to put your force, your energy into one, or be very reserved as to how you dole out your energy if you're continuing to juggle the two, and where you put that energy, because you are in this infinite loop, and this infinite loop is all fine and well, but when you're torn in the middle of two things that seem to oppose one another, two aspects of your material life that oppose one another, it gets exhausting. And so some of you might be feeling that today. It also speaks of the separation. And I know Beloved's going to jump in here and say, what separation? Love you, Beloved. Hey, Peter, favor to you. So this is where we're seeing a separation of absolute realities, reality being perception, perception being that person's reality, or that section of the community's reality. And so this is where we literally, it's as if we're looking at different skies. It's as if we're looking at different ground that we walk on, with this separation of people, of realities that they're living. And so we're seeing the fallout of people being so spun up and so caught up in this spell that they're stuck in it, and they are not seeing the wood for the trees. They're not seeing the truth even coming out of the mouths of those that they're following the rules from. Contradictions be well, it's okay, you can see them dance and sing at G7 and continue to wear your masks the same day and the next day and the day after that. We're seeing separation of souls, and I've kept saying this, that they've been working on this for a hell a long time. And it isn't just China, it is these elites, these shadowy beings, just using China, and China being quite happy to be used to experiment on people, regarding separation of souls, regarding that soul energy, that 0 point energy that they're after so much, using organs to propel machinery, using the frequency to give the energy source to whatever it is, portal, machinery, etc., etc. And so this is expansive, and this Two of Pentacles keeps showing up for a reason. That there is this separation. Yeah, Beloved goes stiff. She's talking about that separation again. It's not my fault, Beloved. It keeps coming up, Two of Pentacles. And so there is these aspects of the realities. And so in individual lives, let's get back to that with the way it affects individual lives, in that it's very difficult to deal with in our personal lives right now. Those that are under this spell, those that are deeply, deeply asleep in this spell, those who have been somewhat separated from their empathy, from their discernment, whether that is through infusion or whether that is through a level of choice to stay that way. It's very difficult when you want to do everything you can to save them from themselves, you sort of feel. And the wisdom is to know that you can't. It's their path, it's their decision, it's their will. And so we've got to clarify this card. We've got the Strength card, but it's in reverse. And so here we've got in reverse, if you see here, it's the woman and the lion, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. But in reverse, we see that there is this, the woman loses the control. She has a loss of power, a lack of control over the lion, where she was holding the jaws and holding it poised, ready for action when action was needed. Right now, there is the danger that, the lion doesn't have that guidance, that intuition, that wisdom of the divine feminine, and could be quite ravenous and could end up eating her up, i.e. eating a whole aspect of itself up, eating the other side of the divinity up. And this, reflected in the Two of Pentacles, is very powerful. And so today we say that, there is this loss of control, this lack of inner strength, and belief in yourself, in your intuition. And so action, or the need or want to go headstrong into action after eating your guidance point, your intuitive point, as in your divine feminine, might be a huge urge that you may have to fight today, in particular when facing loved ones that are deeply, deeply under the spell. And so with this, we do see that there's a despair, a lack of courage. Where's the heart of the lion? It's been eaten up. The heart being, the divine feminine. So you're eating yourself up by certain non-decisions that aren't being made, i.e., what are you juggling in your life? Where are you paying your energy to? And we also see this more on the collective stage regarding this separation that I keep talking about, or that the cards keep talking about, in that the lack of divine feminine today seems to be predictably high. And the impulsiveness of the lion, of the not so divine masculine, because half of that divinity that creates the balance in the scales within us being eaten up, you start to see people fighting, you start to see people losing their shit. You start to see people doing things like, if you cast your mind back to the start of all of this, where they were just playing, programming people, the toilet roll fiasco, toilet roll gate, that kind of ridiculousness. Just taking action wherever action seems to be needed, but not with intuition, wisdom, or guidance. And so this is where, again, the separation deepens. The cavity gets bigger. And so it's difficult to witness. You might see, stupid fights breaking out. And I mean fights, like stupid fights on the street, as if it's gang on gang going against each other, and it's not, it's people. And I think this is part of the ramifications that we're going to start seeing more and more regarding the special infusion, regarding the time span it's taken to multiply in the body and have its effect. So there's no balance, and there's exhaustion already from juggling too much and paying too much attention to that shouldn't have ever been given attention. It also speaks of secrets, and this is where there's power in either making sure in your divinity that you're all right with self, that you're comfortable with self, comfortable with all that you've been, comfortable with all that you do or have done. Because in this realm for a long, long time, that has been the age-old trick to hold somebody to ransom due to their past actions, even past thoughts right now. And so it might be that, some people are nervous today regarding a secret that they've been keeping, or a lie that they told. And, that's all well and good. I've done things I regret, but I've made damn sure after a long time of not making damn sure that I got all right with everything I've done and everything I've been, that I'm quite happy to speak out about it, and immediately having that strength to do that, the source of power that somebody else had over me disappeared. Poof, it was gone. And so there is strength to be had in being okay with yourself. But of course, if your compass is gone, if your divine feminine aspect of self is gone, if your own masculinity has eaten it up, it's difficult to see that. It's difficult to even discern that thought process. And so there are a lot of people today maybe acting in a weird way, and maybe they're just doing as they're told, so that a certain secret or a certain action that they've done doesn't get out of the bag. Literally, the cat is quite literally out of the bag, and that the divine feminine, holds the divine masculine lion poised, ready for action. When she's been eaten up by her very own lion, when she's not there anymore or not present anymore, then the cat quite literally is out the bag. And in the reality with the Two of Pentacles, this is where we see, as I said, people acting way out of whack, way out of balance, biting at people, snarling at people, feeling very defensive and protective over itself. But as far as the collective stage goes, everything in its duality, it may work out in that certain secrets that the so-called powers that be would like to keep in the bag very certainly are let out of the bag. And that's for us to discern and use as we can for the greatness of everybody. Hey, Candy Gem, yes, it has been a while. Where you been, my love? And Jess, hey to you. So, Jess, it's the 15th now where I am. So yeah. And Susie, you're right, it's a fight with ourselves, and that fight can't be brought to us by anybody else if we get okay with ourselves. If we're nourishing either side, both divinities. But like I was saying, secrets could be very well coming out regarding these so-called powers that be, that might just have a chance of waking a lot more people up, or even just giving a lot more power and strength to those who are awake. Oh, damn it. Is it, Susie? I've been so good with dates lately too. This is for the 15th. I'll change it afterwards. Damn it. What else? So this reading gets really interesting because we've got the Three of Wands as the next card. So this would speak of that action being taken, but it's not action in a measured way. It's not action in a balanced way, for all of the things that I've just waffled on about. And so the action, be careful what action you take, and be careful what action you get in front of. Be careful who you run to the aid of to protect, because you might just find yourself getting burned. You might just find yourself getting used. You might just be deliberately used. So be careful about what action you get in front of, and be careful about what action you take. Make sure you're going back to that divine source within. Make sure you're speaking to your divine masculine lion. Make sure you're speaking to your divine feminine woman before taking any action. Be poised, be graceful, be ready, because to clarify the Three of Wands, we then have the Chariot card. So we've gone from the 8, which is the Strength card, but it's in reverse. Now, because it's in reverse, we very much jump to the back to the lessons in the major arcana of the Chariot, and it being the number 7. So the number 7 being, spirit, determination, will, strength, carrying forward, carrying on. And so what didn't you have the strength in your individual life to get right with? What didn't you have the strength to turn that upside down the right way up again? What did you lose yourself in so much that you forgot that you are divine and you're sovereign, and your experience is your experience. It is not the entirety of you. It is a build-up, a layer cake of who you are and who you represent, but only at ever one given time. And we can pull and draw from the lessons of those experiences at any given time. So what did you give your strength and power over to, even in yourself, that others could maybe use over you? This is the age-old thing of how we got here, the manipulation of leaders, the sex tapes, the threats. It used to be affairs. Now, unfortunately, it's children. Each and every time you give of yourself that way because you haven't just gotten right with yourself, it gets worse. Just as we see on the collective stage, as I said before, it used to be if you were gay or if you were having an affair, that was enough. Now it takes children to be able to threaten somebody with something, to be able to coerce them to their will into their actions. We go back to the Chariot card. This is where, if we look at the Chariot card, we've got the stars above the canopy here. Now, if you look at the moons on his shoulders, if you look very carefully, they're moons, but then they have blue moon faces on either side. So it's depicting the above, and then there's the wand here to depict the magical being, the person who has the power, the passion, the drive, the strength, the seven. And so then we have the depiction of Isis here with these blue wings and her symbol, the goddess of mothers and magic, and the divine sphinxes here with the white and the black being the divine feminine, the white being the divine masculine. Again, all about the divine balance within and how it is used. Because with this, we see that the chariot is moving, it moves fast. So if you're not in control of these two divinities, if you haven't learned the magic of using the opposing forces, like we mentioned in the video a few days ago with the Kundalini energy, using the two opposing forces, as in the High Priestess, the two pillars, to work with each other, to build upon each other, to go in the same direction, up and forward. If you don't do that, you're going to find that your chariot rips in two, that you literally are ripped in two again, devouring self, losing self to yourself. You're losing the divinity, losing that sovereignty. With the moon, it is very feminine, and of course above the moon depicted here, and then Isis depicted here at the below, and then the balance of the two, divine feminine, divine masculine, and of course here is a divine masculine figure driving the chariot forward. He's got half of the chariot look on water behind him and the other half on land, depicting again the duality. And so it's all about the two, the balance, how it's reflected on the inside to how it's reflected on the outside. And so if we were to look at this lesson, it would take us back to, again, I'm going to repeat it again. Where did we lose ourselves to ourselves? Where did we stop being okay? Or where did we start judging ourselves so harshly that we hide from ourselves so that others can have power over us? The more divinity and acceptance of the physical experience that we've lived, within that divinity, it takes away the power over anyone over us. It takes away the power of the so-called powers that be over us. And so the chariot card does move fast, though. These lessons are fast. This shows you that once you get this wisdom, it moves fast. Things start pushing forward quickly. And so this is where there is power in the duality. There's power in the balance of the two opposing forces. Now, as far as, see, where's that card gone? So the Three of Wands with the Chariot. So action is taken today. And on one half of the spectrum, it's taken too quickly. On the other half of the spectrum, it is poised, it's graceful, it's divine. It speaks about very much so the spiritual war, if you like, the spiritual imbalance being seen very much so on the physical realm, on this physical realm anyway, today. I say that as well because the Fool card comes up next, and of course it's in reverse. And so again, we talk about you know, the duality of it. So this speaks of impulsiveness, readiness, you know, the headless approach, heedlessness, it just, you know, very inappropriate. So you might hear people in your individual life saying the most inappropriate things, the most inappropriate things, like Biden level inappropriateness things, Boris level inappropriate things, the two B's, right? This balance also where I feel like there's going to be a woman speaking the most inappropriate things, the most inappropriate wording. And this is where we see these so-called powers that be, they're going crazy. They're more psychotic than ever right now. They are juggling a lot too with that Two of Pentacles. They're getting exhausted too. They're forgetting what they said and what they didn't say too. They're forgetting their script. They're forgetting their lines. So this is where responsibilities in individual lives are weighing people down. They weren't brave enough at the start with this, with the Two of Pentacles and two aspects of material life and the Strength card in reverse. They weren't brave enough to just be in their divinity and commit to something, be in their sovereignty and commit to something. And so they end up here at a speedy rate and taking action impulsively with the Chariot and the Three of Wands into not the Fool card in the upright, but the Fool card in bloody reverse. And so they find themselves in this space now where they're being reckless, where it's not in divine timing, it's not connected to the divine. And so for those that find themselves within this, then the question becomes, why isn't this divine? Why doesn't this represent the divine? Well, of course, it all goes back to within, always goes back to within, because you didn't bloody get your divinities in check. You allowed your divine masculine to eat your divine feminine, wipe its lips, go into action at a speedy rate, rip the Chariot apart, and then bang, you're in a reversed state. Hey presto, on the collective stage, so-called powers that be, there'll be somebody getting hauled over the coals and sacrificed as a sacrificial lamb today, guaranteed. Either in the physical or through spiritual process, you know, just there you are, you've done it, you've said the level of inappropriateness that we're willing to accept. I'm going to put this on you. So we're in reverse with the Fool card. It's impulsiveness, it's recklessness, it's not connected to the divine. On the collective stage, we do need to be asking the question, why all of this manufactured magic? Why all of this disconnection? from the above to the below, the within to the without, on a continuous basis. Why have we been going along with this? For the UK, bloody hell, if you close up again on behalf of Boris, if you close your businesses, if you cow down to that psychopathic freak anymore, then, you know, maybe, just maybe, you deserve what you get. The problem is you take everybody else with you. If not take them with you, you just make the job harder. So, you know, stay open, stay in business, do you, boo, you know, and do us all a favor, you know. So, but do it carefully, do it in your divinity and in your sovereignty, because if you're not in your divinity and sovereignty and you're taking any action today, you're going to run into trouble. And of course, the loop proceeds, because to clarify the Fool card in reverse, we've got the Two of Pentacles yet again. And so this is where it feels like a lot of people are dealing with a lot of duties to maintain and to get done, and a lot of physical pain, a lot of health problems that are compounding each other. A lot of people not seeing the lessons at the start, to get your divinities in order, to not allow the woman to lose control, and therefore her lovely poised divine masculine lion goes and eats and swallows her up and shits her out before you can birth. But to get your divinities in order by getting okay, having the strength to be okay with self, knowing self more, being able to know yourself by looking through others' lenses and still being okay, so that, you know, as judgments come down the line, or perceived judgments come down the line, it's okay, because you got okay with it before anybody even could threaten you with it. Therefore, you wouldn't be taking action outside of divinity in fear, and you wouldn't be in the reversed Fool card. You wouldn't be back in the loop again of juggling, mass mistake, juggling the fight of two opposing forces again, instead of them building up to the infinite potentials that we see here. Instead of that, they're sort of exhausting, they're draining, they're you know, they're pulling down. So damn. So on the bottom of the deck, we have got the Eight of Swords. So this speaks to being in your own trap, being in your own mental prison, being in your own thought process, thoughts going round and round in a cyclical way. It's the thought merry-go-round that I've spoken about many, many times. This is where, again, you stay in this juggling moment for too long, you get exhausted. You get afraid to jump out of that juggling mode. It becomes so natural, it becomes so matter of fact, that you forget that it's exhausting you. You forget what it's like to be able to focus and have the bravery to focus on what you feel driven towards, what your heart's desires, really, truly, the divine you, what you're drawn towards. And so this has people in a mental trap today. Now, on the bottom of the other deck, we've got the Star card. Now, this Star card I want to see here, because at least we've got some hope today. So the Star card here, we've got the same pool that she pulls from. This is depicted as the sacred pool of knowledge behind the High Priestess card that we discussed the other day, behind the veil that she protects, that the cat protects, the portal of the womb that is protected by the cat, again, Isis, you know, protecting that divine sacred womb of the female, of the veil that goes through to this pool of knowledge. And also the angel in the Temperance card has a foot on the ground as the star card is pouring onto the ground, and has a foot in the water, and also has a foot on the ground in the temperance card with the angel there. And so this pool is what would be called, as with Carl Jung, the collective unconscious, this pool of collective data, universal data, that is said to be there to be drawn from the beginning of the beginning of whenever. And there's lessons there. This is where there is healing and hope, because the Tower card comes before the Star card. So where you feel desperate, where you feel on your knees, that's often where you find yourself. It's often where you get okay with yourself, in that, you know, you're willing to do everything that you're not willing to do while you're still juggling these damn two of Pentacles. And so this is where you reach into this collective unconsciousness, this collective pool of memory that has known all, felt all, seen all. You know, think of Odin's eye being put into that pool to gain the knowledge. That's what his eye was all about, putting that eye into the pool. He saw all of the trials that Odin went through for knowledge, to know what he wanted to know all of those universal truths that he sought. He was willing to go through those things that would cause the Tower moment to him, those things that would cause the Three of Swords to him. And so this is the power of today. And that this is how you can see the magic of it. And where people will say, that was my idea. No, that's my idea. And this is what Carl Jung described too, in that 2, 3, 4 people will come up with the same invention of something new, or a new way of doing something on the same day at the same moment in time. Because somehow they've found themselves in a bubble of this pool that holds this innovative memory of fantastic inventors past gone that they've hooked into. And so this is the power of today. And of course, she pours the jug from this pool through herself, and then pours it onto the ground, bringing the what is in this pool that you're drawing from to gain that healing, to gain that hope, into the physical reality, and nourishing the ground with that, nourishing the seed that is you, to grow from, to expand from. So, powerful day for sure. And of course, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, there's 8 stars above. So we go back to the Strength card. So doing this work, reaching into this pool, puts you back to the Strength card, but of course it would jump up to the upright. Divinities in the rightful place, balance in its rightful place. This is what needs to be done today for all of those masters, for all of those spiritual alchemists, for all of those that are awake and aware to the power that dwells within them. This is where we see the opposing forces too, with the Two of Pentacles coming up twice, in that this is where we see that, you know, whatever is being put out there, whatever is being, even if it's being put out there, you know, let's say every master will tell you what your thoughts. They don't just belong to you. And this is what this pool represents, that they don't just belong to you. Even your thought, and we're hearing a lot about thought police, and, you know, universal signs and synchronicities, and also, you know, information just leaking out. Life will find a way. I feel that, wisdom, information has a spirit of its own too, wants to be known. And so the thought is not your own. It's into this pool. It's put in this pool. And so to watch your thoughts today is very powerful. To have strengthening thoughts, to have beautiful thoughts, have the wisdom to recognize everything with this Two of Pentacles, yes, that's going on around you, and take action where action is necessary via your divinity and your balance. But make sure that your thoughts are of strength, of power, of divinity. This is why a lot of the meditative practices is to shut off your thoughts. Not just for times where you have to put powerful thoughts out there, but for a lot of the times that where you're not feeling so powerful, that you just need to shut that down. Because whatever is seeping out, even through thoughts, very much so through words, whatever is being put out there, it is felt by all in varying degrees, subconsciously and consciously, in spirit and in physical. And so as well, make a big deal about putting powerful, beautiful things out there today. Counteract the opposing force. Make the opposing force work with us, deal with us. Let ourselves, how could we do that? So putting out the truthful messages, let's say, but making sure you add to that how you could grow from this, what the good could come out of this. So, for instance, the cat being out of the bag with the strength card out in reverse. The same tricks, the same magic, the same illusions aren't working over people quite so much. Good thing. So that's the reading for the 15th of June 2021. Whew. Let's see what the chat is saying. Let's see. Wow, we've been busy. Some slow typers up in here. The blue folks are modders. Yeah. Yeah, hit that like button, please. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm nearly there, I think. Okay, no, I'm not. I think Captain Picard, is that a Star Wars thing? Trek. Was Trek, beloved? Susie Q, to lose oneself is to find yourself. Yeah. To be or not to be, that is the question. Beloved says, lose the narration of self and see who you reality are without it. Agreed. Just to check along. Let's see. Moonshine. Are you drinking moonshine, Peter? Elder Barry, you need some balance here for real. Yes, you do, my brother. That card reminds me of that MJ song. Da 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 da. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one. Black is white. Oh, Delaney. Love you, sweetness. This is so grand. If you're on Facebook, you've got to check out Delaney's videos. She's adorable and she's got a lot of good things to say. I see what you've got going on, Delaney. Absolutely, I see. I see you. I see you. Hey Joe, is Joe up in here? Hey Joe, yes you are. I now know what GTSU means. It's good to see you. See? Learn it every day. Let's see. They're all freaks, Jenny. All our so-called leaders. Yes, they freaking are. Freaks. Susie says freaks, zombie sheep. Freaks eat zombie sheep. They just stand there and allow themselves to get eaten. The thought, who am I, will destroy all other thoughts, and like the stick used for stirring the pyre, it will in the end get destroyed. Then there will arise self-realization. Yeah, yeah. Humility, there's a fine balance between that and ego and self-realization. That's a good equation too. Sorry, Jess, it's not an old stream. No, I'm here. I'm alive. I've got the wrong date again. Deja vu, dude. Deja vu moment. Or she's just repeating the same thing because Two of Pentacles keeps jumping out. Thank you, beloved. Truth is always familiar. Oh, that's high praise indeed from beloved. What link? Send it to me again, Jess, because I haven't seen a link. I love deja vu moments. So do I, Delaney, because there's a lot in them where you think, okay, why are you showing up again? Let's see. Perhaps deja vu is the thing of, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Watch out. I agree, Joe. Times is strange. Yes, they are, Jess. Times is strange. So we meet again. Yes, we do. Ye old brother, Scotty boy. Out of all the gin joints in all of the world, all of the gin joints in all the world, or some kind of joint, I'm easy. Right, Joe, like this is the perfect moment where we are supposed to remember or redo something better. Yes, Susie, that's powerful. Max G, hello. You're welcome anytime. Don't say sorry. Just happy you're here. Much love to you. Beloved's going, what is much love? You make me laugh, beloved. I love you. Time itself is strange indeed. Yes, it is. Excuse me. Sorry, there's loads of chat. Better watch my mouth, huh? Make a gulp, sip, make a gulp. I don't know. What you all drinking? I would have right now, if everything was perfectly on point, Jess, I would have Southern Comfort, a dash of lime, tiny bit of lemonade, and some ginger. Mm, Gatsby. Joe says yes, to recognize what went wrong so many times. All other timelines came to a dead end, but this time travel the right timeline. That is so powerful, Joe, and it absolutely speaks to this star and this pool that we can time travel. I know I do it with people when I'm doing spiritual coaching or energy work. We can reach into their childhood, time travel to that childhood where there's been abuses or just wounds that have been caused. And we can change the narrative of that childhood with the wisdom of the person today. Tell that child it's okay. You survive this. You do more than survive. You learn how to protect you as an adult. You are an adult now, so the child you always has an adult that always will have your best interests at heart. Pine needle, yeah, I've been making some. I'm experimenting with it. It seems pretty positive thus far. And so I'll let you know, Jess, as to how that goes. I'm extracting it through various different mediums, one of them being coconut oil. So sparkling water here. Peter, you've been so good. I'm joking. And citrus peel tea, I'll look into that one. Thank you, Jess. Green tea, yeah. Susie, you're being so good too. There's me going on about Southern Comfort and ginger and lime and lemonade. So does avoiding them. Yeah, it does. So does avoiding the infusions, Jess. Peter says it does, but it's getting more and more difficult to do that. Peter, how do you know? You know, so you know that there is that too that you don't know. I've got a feeling a lot of people who have gone ahead and jumped too soon to have that would lie and say they hadn't in order to stay in with the same people who are awake to it. So there's that. Let's see. A 5-gallon water cooler with 3 lemons squeezed and tossed in. Bloody hell. You're all being so good now I'm talking about Southern Comfort. It's because it's that hour. What's that? Hence the booster. Yeah, they need to give the booster, baby. Yep. Well, they're hot, Jessie says quite rightly. Need that build-up effect, that piggyback effect. Don't be a sheep, no shedding, no shearing required. Oh, it's so funny. You just woke up 10 minutes ago. I woke you up, Paul. I'm going to go to bed real soon. I'm just reading the chat. You're welcome, Elder Barry. I love you, brother. More than you know. Yakety yak, don't talk back. Does that take out the paper and the trash? Take out the paper and the trash. Joe says, I think in one lifetime I was in a 20th century nut house. Bad stuff happened then. What's going on now feels a lot familiar. It's so synchronistic that you say that, Joe, because I mentioned what you would call the nut houses earlier today. Or was it today? Yesterday. Well, I suppose it would be yesterday now, but it might not have been yesterday. It might have been the day before that. But I mentioned it, and I've been writing a lot about that. You know how I've been going on and on about this being another great meetup point in the loop from World War II. Same way fashion comes back into fashion. There's these loops that Wayne's been talking about too. That is coming forward real strong for me now. And of course, if you look into Canada and what they've continued doing to those Native children there, Queen and country included, to present day included. If you look at Kamloops School and many, many more, and all of these bones coming up in them saying, oh, there's so many bones, 200 and something. Try the thousands, matey, and stop covering up the thousands that could be found if the church wasn't blocking that properly. Look up Kevin and Nay. Regarding Canada and regarding, like you say, Joe, the memories that you're recalling of the experiments that have gone on, particularly with children. Again, repeat of World War II. They've used the natives through threats, through bribes, to actually be the very ones to corral and cattle up the other natives, using native children there to be the punishers and the hair shavers and the name changers of the children there. Absolute history repeat from World War II. And of course, it absolutely resumed World War II for those people. And it's never freaking ended. The IUDs that everybody uses for contraceptives, tested in children there. Various other things that other people are getting through big pharma, tested there. I mean, the military, MK Ultra style military pays the greatest amount of money to Canada to date for the kind of MK Ultra testing and results that they get from there. It's disgusting. Church absolutely in charge of it. Enroll with it, enroll with government. Big pharma donating a hell of a lot of money to the church there, to the Vatican there. Why? Because the tests that they do there, the abuses that they do there, follow straight down the line. They give the money to the church says, fine, great, yeah, we'll do that for you. Drives me up the wall. Drives me crazy. This infusion, the special infusion, bet your life, part of it, if not all of it, but part aspects of it, tested there. It's a disgrace. Okay, I think I'm up to date. Sorry for that rant. Where did it go? Where did I go? Love you too, Peter. Hey, KB. Oh, you're curious about the coconut extraction? Well, coconut, Jess. I'll get you one of my jars for tomorrow and I'll show it. Because the coconut extraction, basically the coconut, if you use it on your teeth, let's say, you hold it in your mouth for 5-10 minutes, it draws out what is in your teeth from the tiny little holes that are all over your teeth. And so it draws out, but coconut oil then holds it. the makeup, the components of the coconut oil sort of draws out real well, so it extracts from anything like that real well, but then it holds it. So when I make balms and stuff for people, coconut oil is fantastic for healthy sexual practice too. It is very, very, very good. It has a powerful essence to it, a powerful frequency to it, and in practicality, it is powerful. It draws things out and it holds them in. So whatever it draws out, it holds in. And so I can extract a lot of the goodness from the leaves. So like, for instance, they're behind the thing. I don't want to get up and get them now, but I'll show you tomorrow. The pine needle balm, not pine needle, the stinging nettle balm that I'm doing right now. One of them I have in olive oil, one of them I have in vodka, the other one I have in coconut oil. And they'll give me different types of results, i.e. balms, liquid, for a dropper, or like an oil, massage oil. And so it takes out the stuff that would actually sting you, but gives you all of the goodness of the stinging nettle, of which there is many. So that's the coconut oil. But I can send you some stuff here if you want me to. Joe, you've got cerebral palsy. Other than that, you think I'm fine? You're more than fine, Joe. You are so full of wisdom. What good question? I don't want to miss Joe's question. Odd question, he says. If smelling a smell takes you back, can you also take a smell from the future? Yes, I believe so. Not in prevalence, I think it would be more rare. But yes, I've seen a color that is some part of the color spectrum that isn't visible to us in this realm. I cannot describe it here for the life of me, but I can see it. And that was from a futuristic type realm. Let's see. Let's see. Later, Peter. Love you. Thank you. Oh, hi, Dragon Soul Fox. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lee. KB says, hi, Jen. I sent the email with the link to the video that shows the people dressed in red walking on the beach, walking to the beach. Thank you, KB. I haven't stopped enough to take a look, but I'll have a look before I go to bed. Yes, Joe, a lot of people are getting that result of cerebral palsy type symptoms that seem to be lasting. A lot of people. I know you were born with it, but a lot of people are getting that. You shaved by choice. Yeah, you stand your ground. You just shave by choice. Absolutely. I've got one son who loves his long hair. His long Viking hair, and then I've got another son, William, my 11-year-old, who he has got the most beautiful hair. They're like mine when I was younger. Grows so quick, thick, the most beautiful hair. And all he wants to do now that he's a preteen, is shave it all out, which I don't blame him, because it's heavy hair. It's hard to look after. All atrocities will be exposed, says Delaney, my lovely Black Pearl Jones, worldwide. This is the beginning of the curse breaking. Yes, I will absolutely say so too, Delaney, and certainly put intent behind it. Whose cup size, she said. No, talking about process. I see a lot. Candy jam. Wow, this world has got a lot of evil people. I really hope there is a special place for these fuckers. Yes, there is. But it's just of their own making. They're building it day by day. Susie got rid of the cup size thing. Q on it, yeah, and Lucy which comes in with that broom. Get out! Don't you come up in here uninvited? And love with Susie Q. Everyone loves Susie Q. Oil pulling, yes, Jess. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm experimenting with, just letting the pine needles sit in the oil. I would say for a minimum of 4 weeks, because they seem quite robust. To let them pull, to let the stuff be pulled from it. Yeah, it does take a bit to get used to the oil pulling. Make sure you spit it out down the toilet though, because it blocks your drains of something rotten. I didn't think of that, which I should have done. So don't block your drains by putting it in the sink. What's an evil cat picture, by the way? I haven't got a cat picture of it. Oh. Stinging nettle is great for the hair, and that's the oil that I'm making right now, KB, for me and my friend. The stinging nettle oil that we can put on once a week for the scalp and the hair. So what you used to buy, it is powder. Yep, it is great for the hair, Jess. Fantastic for the hair. Well, it's great to take in like the oil or the serum ingesting, and it's great actually putting it in an oil and just massaging it into the scalp, even just once, twice a week. You'll find your rhythm, you'll find your flow with it, and it lifts all of the debris that's ready to be lifted off, and it gives your hair follicles just a great amount of nourishment and gives your hair such strength, and obviously repairs the ends. So it's fantastic. It helps hair get thicker for sure, KB. And you don't get a lot of it in anything you say, you get a lot of it in, you know, like shampoos or anything like that. You hardly ever get the right amount in it. So making it yourself is good. But yeah, buy it again if you want. Or just, you know, I'd let them grow in my garden for a bit. They grow so quick, cut them down. You'd nothing weed on them, so you don't even have to be that paranoid, but you wash everything anyway, obviously. 30 now. I wish I was 30 again. No, I'm not really bothered, really. But yes, you're right. We do need to take better care. My hair just used to exist regardless. Anything going on, you know, damp in the air, it was beautiful regardless. Pollutions, regardless. But yeah, you're right. Everything else takes an effect a bit. Okay, B has the evil cat. Looking for the. He's not evil. That's you in a party mask, silly. Oh, I'm looking at Beloved. I'm thinking that doesn't look evil. They're so tiny, you can't see. Love you all, says James. Love you too. Party hats. I'm well, me and my mum have had my year of birth wrong, down to it, down to the birthday that's just gone. Me working it out and saying, "Mum, are you sure?" Thank you, Jess. Yes, that's for me. So the 39th that I've just had wasn't it? It was the 40th. So I turned 40 on the 25th, apparently. And so we worked it out. Um, so we're trying to dig out a birth certificate to confirm for sure, because we've been so convinced for so long, but she doesn't know what year she was born either. So even going off the year she had, the age she had me doesn't work. So we went round in circles for a bit. But yes, I'm 40. It looks like, anyway. Yes, you are all awesome people, Susie says. Thank you for saying that, KB. So let's, I better get to bed because I'm losing eyes. They're going, gone. Jess says, you get many more subscribers. You will have to stream for 5 hours. Yeah, I'm going to have to get faster at looking at chat when it's not just our little circle. You're so right, Jess. I love how practical you can be. Yeah. Greetings and favor to you, Brother David. Love to you all. I really, really, really appreciate you all. More than half of you know. Hey, Doug Stack. You're welcome, Joe. You're absolutely welcome. Love you, Joe, Doug Stack. Love you, Joe. Love you, Susie. Love you, Beloved. Shouldn't have started that because then Jesse's right. I'll go through the whole damn list again, knowing me. So anyway, I love you all. Appreciate you all. And I'll see you all real soon. Can you see these eyes fading? Fading. Oh, Beloved, thank you. Thank you so much. You and I bounce off each other. I love you. I do. Now, I only got love for you all. Love you, Sister Susie. Mwah. Asa, you just come in now. I'm just leaving now. And yes, I saw the text. And yes, I forgot to reply. Ice cream sounds real good. Real good, my friend. Asa is in the house. Everybody in YouTube you can't see, but on Facebook, a good friend, old friend, Asa has just popped up, and you couldn't meet a more genuine, more loving guy who lifts people up wherever he is. So although you've just popped in, Asa, I love you, mwah, and appreciate you. Favor to all here, Susie says. What she says goes to. So accept your favor. All right, much love. I'm going to go, otherwise I'm going to start reading again. Love you all. Goodbye now. So, free Eric Brandt. I'll put that up for you, beloved. I know that's important to you. Okay, love you all. Goodbye now.